And I'm unmuting us, so we don't have a whole nother meeting without volume. I will call the common council meeting to order, April 16th at 5 p.m. Can I have a roll call, please?
Boyd. Here. Hill.
Here.
Frisbee. Here. Sorensen, absent. Nigbert.
Here.
Stubby. Absent.
Sure. Let's stand for the pledge of allegiance, please. We don't have anybody virtual.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We do not have any general public comments. So we will move on to the consent agenda.
I did have a quick update. I apologize. I numbered the resolution incorrectly. It should be 2026-02. Everything is exactly the same, except that Brittany was kind enough to fix it. So at the top, it just says resolution 2026-02. I use the ordinance numbering system instead of the resolution. So it's exactly the same, but if you want to pull it from there and discuss it separately, you can, but it's exactly the same, so.
Can I ask a quick question about the, are these the end of the Shire Law bills? Or not yet?
I believe so.
Okay. Good deal.
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion by Josh, second by Terry. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Do we have to do a roll call?
I thought about that halfway through.
Okay.
Sorry.
Boyd.
Aye.
Hill.
Aye.
Frisbee.
Aye.
Sorensen, absent. Nigbert.
Aye.
And Stubby, absent. 4.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
On to number 13, which is the recognition and appreciation of Alderperson Boyd and Alderperson Nigbert. The recommendation is to approve the presentation of class. So let's do one at a time for our big audience. We'll go down in front, so I want to take pictures with you guys.
Look, I had my hair really nice the last meeting.
I
But I
got
canceled.
last meeting too.
I'll make note in the official
Yeah,
minutes.
duly notified. The hair was nice from 2 days.
Their hair was really.
I also forgot my dad, my phone's still doing
Jerry. I go first. Oh, you're, you had more time, so it's you.
that. Can you not help me? Can you use my phone?
What do you want in the background, Katrina?
You gotta do the slide? You up here?
Oh, yeah.
Hi.
Thank you.
Am I out of the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Christina.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that was you in the middle of the flag. Thank you,
We're not
Father.
there.
A little bit more shuffle. Right. Okay. Yes.
Thank you for all your many years. I didn't put a total year, but what is your total year, Christina?
8.
8.
That must be me too.
That's you too.
Oh, you guys started like a month after me.
Yeah, I was right after her.
We did for a year. It's good for your first.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Very welcome.
Don't be strangers.
Where you?
We will be at every council meeting maybe.
Oh, good, we'll have an
And
audience.
watch it on
I'll
YouTube.
remove the numbers.
Does anybody actually want to make a motion to approve that in 5 minutes?
Oh, do we need an approval for that, please? I'll make a motion to approve the presentation of plaques and appreciation to all the persons for their past service to the city of Berlin.
I'll second. Oh.
Motion by Terry, second by Christina. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you again, guys, for your many years of service and for the commitment to the community, because you both do a lot for our community, so thank you. Okay, on to number 14, people who are not put on. Number 14, accept the resignation of, Committee on Aging Committee member, Ann Murphy from the Committee on Aging, and moved out of our district, so out of our city.
I'll make a motion to accept the resignation of Ann Murphy from the Committee on Aging, and then can we also thank her for her service? Thank you.
A second.
Motion by Terry, second by Victoria. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 15 is a Memorial Day procession, special events on streets, highways, and municipal parking lots permit parade. Approval of the, recommendation is approved permit for the Memorial Day procession on May 25th, 2026 for the Wells Krause VFW Post 2925. And it is the same, sorry,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the same route as, the last few years. Ending down at the, Veterans Memorial. And they usually invite alderpersons to attend the parade or ride in it if they wish.
I'll make a motion to approve the permit for the Memorial Day procession on May 25th, 2026 for the Wells Krause VFW Post 2925.
I'll second that.
Motion by Josh, second by Terry, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next is number 16, the raise and repair order, the garage at 134 to 136 Water Street. The recommendation is accept the findings as prepared by the building inspector and authorize the raise and repair order for the garage at 134, 136 Water Street, parcel as presented. Tim?
Okay, so I'm just coming here tonight to ask on behalf of the building inspector to for this to be approved. Yeah, following multiple inspections, there's a very obvious collapse of the roof. That's thus they have reason that this is the best way to go forward with this property. Hopefully get them to go forward the way that the last one that we had presented went, which they have obtained raised permit for that, so that will be cleared out and not pose a risk to the public or anybody who's on the property.
She looks a little rough.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, this would just be the same 30-day type of notice, and then after that, we go there when we get to that point. Are there any questions?
I was just pointing out, so you have had no contact with the owner.
If I had contact with them, it would have been in 2024, and they did repaint or throw some paint on the actual house, which was the issue then. Did not realize that the garage was in such shape.
Yeah. No permits pulled, no. They haven't tried, basically. Not yet anyways. Yeah.
So that's part of the Berlin Senior Center?
No,
No, it's where it's the property right next
It's right
door.
next to it.
They took the pictures from the seniors,
It's
from that property, is what it's saying. Yeah,
It's not trying to figure out why they're including the Berlin Senior Center in the comments. Okay, thank you.
That's, I say, the long way how we were informed about the situation there.
So we are looking for a motion, to move forward with accepting the findings as prepared.
I'll make a motion to accept the findings as prepared by the building inspector and authorize the raise and repair order for the garage at 134, 136 Water Street.
Second.
Motion by Terry, second by Victoria, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries, thank you. Number 17, the City Revolving Loan Fund, RLF Manual Amendment. The recommendation is to accept the recommendation of the BCDC to amend this point of contact listing the RLF manual to reflect current economic development assistant at the BCDC. Tim, still you?
Yes, so in short, this is just going to have our, I'd say, practices follow the way that they should. I believe we may have a unofficial version that's been out there that may have myself on there, but, the last official person who was on there that council approved of was, is no longer with the city, so we're just looking to have that so that we can prevent confusion, frustration, delays, anything of that sort. And there, yeah, so that this revolving loan fund can continue to be loaned out to the, type of qualifying businesses.
Any questions for Tim? Pretty straightforward.
Make a motion to accept the recommendation of BCDC to amend the point of contact listing in the RLF manual to reflect current economic development system at the BCDC.
Second.
Motion by Victoria, second by Josh. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 18 is FirstNet cell phone plan. The recommendation is to accept the recommendation of the committee of the whole to move forward with the FirstNet for cellular services and accept the quote from FirstNet. Does anybody have any questions since the last meeting, or obviously we have a little bit more? He's got his quote this time.
Yep, a little more detail. He explained the cost savings that he mentioned at the last meeting and the, rates would be. Wonderful.
I'm just going to point out that in our dire, our budgeting crisis here, to find any kind of cost savings, let alone almost a $10,000 one is significant, so.
Did they reach out to you guys or did you guys reach out?
So because of the EMS already uses them, EMS, I'm sorry, we jumped in there. Yeah, Evan has talked to you before.
Evan has, and the police department was very interested as well.
Oh, that's
Green Lake County also uses them, so they come with some pretty high recommendations.
Yeah, it seems to make sense to make the move. I'll go ahead and accept the recommendation from the committee of the whole to move forward with the FirstNet for cellular services and accept the quote from FirstNet for cellular services. Second.
Motion by Terry, second by Victoria. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 19 is a Corporate Network Solutions Inc. quote. Recommendation is to approve quotes for the KnowBe4 security Barracuda subscriptions and Microsoft 365 Business Premium.
You have a new version of one of the quotes at your spot as, corporate network reached back out to Barracuda, and if we want to move forward right away by May 1st, then they will give us a cost savings of about $400, less than $400. So that's there, to take into consideration. So the first piece, the security awareness. As you know, I've reached out to our insurance liability insurance to find out about additional potential cybersecurity insurance. We currently have $25,000 worth of coverage, which has nothing handy. But if a breach were ever to be significant, though that dollar amount is probably a very small drop in the bucket of what we could potentially be responsible for. However, in order to get quotes for additional insurance, we have to have a few more things in place for security. And this, one of those things is this basically training that helps staff more readily identify things like phishing and things like that. So in order to be eligible to get quoted for additional insurance of maybe $250,000, $500,000 or $1 million is probably where we need to be, but I don't know what that's gonna cost. We have to have that in place. These other two pieces are to increase the security of our email system. As you know, we moved to the cloud, but we have basically like the basic version of that Microsoft package. And if we move to the professional version, some things that were suggested by the company that did the review of what happened when we had our email issue, made several suggestions of things that we could do to increase the security of our email. But most of those under our current system would require moving to the Microsoft Pro version. So I'm asking that we move to the Microsoft Pro version and get the stuff that the training that we need to be eligible for additional insurance,
You mean premium?
premium.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, well, additional, so we have $25,000 worth of coverage. They won't quote us for additional coverage if we don't have this. If we don't have the training.
No, I know, but I just wanna make sure that we're clear. So training subscription platinum, but the premium plan for Microsoft Business.
Yes, I'm sorry, the premium plan for Microsoft Business we would need, as well as, in order to meet some of those security upgrades that they suggest are a really good idea, as well as the Barracuda email protection. So those two things are annual, although, the 3,900 here would be the new 3,567 if we move forward right away. And that $3,000 for the training, that's actually a 3-year subscription, so it would be repeating, but every 3 years was about $1,000 a year to have that training on board. So, so it's an increase from what we currently pay of about $8,000 per year to move forward with this.
And we went to cloud last year. When did we move to cloud?
Oh, it wasn't that long ago.
Within the year.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
You know, and part of our expenses are because we're running such archaic software, not just software, we have old equipment. And with that, I mean, comes all the expenses to keep it safe, and unfortunately, if money was not an issue, we would have nice brand new operating systems, which we can't afford.
I think that we're in an environment where this is required. A question about the back, there was a $10,000 Microsoft 365 Business Premium Annual.
mhm.
What is that for?
That is upgrading from the basic that we have now.
So it's 10 grand just for the upgrade.
And that's annually,
Well,
is that annually?
it's 10, yeah, it's annual, that would replace what we have, and we're currently paying, $6,000.
So it's 4,000 to upgrade annually plus.
Yeah.
3,500 for the security plus 1,000 for the training.
Yes.
And I'll say a lot of this stemmed from the last hack we just had,
Mhm.
which also I had also requested Jesse do a little bit more insurance shopping too.
Which
Requires.
is why we need, now, I don't know that we would have to do the other upgrades, but I know we have to do the training.
Mhm.
And, like I said, we had somebody come in and go through the system and tell us, you know, what kind of happened, and fortunately, it wasn't considered a breach. But they made some suggestions of things that they feel would provide some more security. And when I went through all of those with our current IT corporate network solutions, they basically said that a lot of those required moving to the professional version of the software and getting additional firewall stuff, which is the Barracuda subscription, where it will take care of logging all of our emails. And I mean, there's a whole list of stuff that I've done, and I apologize, I am not IT.
When we say 41, so 41 is the number of computers, users, emails, what is the
I
41?
think it's licenses.
Okay,
So it's probably for each device. I'm sure everyone will require it to link with
Mhm.
tablets. So this is something that gets spread across. Does this include the police department and all of their devices?
Not the police department, because the police department already has their one, their email has to be even another level, there's some of their stuff. So that doesn't, but your EMS and the utilities and us will share those costs.
Okay.
Yeah. And I do think that we should continue to look into this and potentially look at, you know, other systems altogether. But at this point, I think we have to cover ourselves and get the protection that we need now, and then figure out what's the best plan for future. But for now, I think we need to get this in place.
I did ask Jesse to do a little, you know, just like we've kind of gone down the line with a lot of our long-standing services, whether that was attorney services or that was our, auditing service, it's blanking there. Some of these, organizations that we've worked with for several years. What are we missing out on by sticking with some of these? I would like to make it a practice, or at least, again, I know that we need to be covered and safe now. But I would really like to go out to RFP at some point, just to see what else we're missing out on. Are there other when it comes to IT, what other companies are out there in the state? Or what do other municipalities use? And is there a better one out there? Is there a cheaper one out there? Is there somebody that would have better systems? I think it's something that's worth looking into, just because we have such old stuff that needs a little updating, but.
Well, I agree that if we have a breach, then it's gonna come back to us immediately and say, how come we weren't appropriately protected, so. I would make a motion to approve the quotes for known before security barricade subscription on Microsoft 365 business training.
I'll second that.
Motion by Victoria, second by Terry. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. On to old business. Does anybody have anything for old business? Anybody have anything for new business? Just a reminder that next Tuesday is our organizational meeting.
At five.
At 5. So another early meeting next week.
Is that a picture day?
No, we're gonna wait a little bit, and I'd like nicer weather too, just to make sure it's not a rainy day. I do like the outside pictures.
Just so I don't panic and put it in.
No, no, we will definitely send out a memo, we're going to do that.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion by Victoria, second by Christina, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Tim, I really like your name tag. I like that.
5:22.
I think it like helps for the public to recognize who you are.